Hello, hello. Good morning. My normal Monday morning live is now a Wednesday morning live this week. um yeah, was not feeling well on Monday and yesterday was just kind of playing catch up. So I'm coming in here live today. And I always like to come in with a quote or a thought or something that's just going on in my mind and bring it to you. I love discussion. I love looking at different perspectives. I love people to question me, and I love to question things. And so that's really what these lives are about, is opening up perspectives. I want you, please, to share your perspective with me. Um, I also love carrying on the conversation, after the fact, right? Like in the comments. So, this thought, something I heard a couple of weeks ago, is when we operate out of obligation, we create resentment. And I thought, ooh, that was interesting. It was an interesting thought. And it really kind of got me thinking of like, where do I feel like where am I operating out of obligation? Like, in what areas of my life do I feel like I'm operating out of obligation? And have I created resentment with that? It's been a very interesting, experience and time for me to just process and to think about this. And I noticed that there were a couple of areas. Um, and what's interesting is that the resentment that I was creating wasn't necessarily towards somebody else, but it was more towards myself. That the internal voice of saying, oh, you should have done X, Y, and Z. Why didn't you get this finished? You shouldn't have X, Y, and Z. Really creating this resentment with myself and like why I wasn't getting things done, why I wasn't maybe as productive as I wanted to be. And I also noticed that, there were some groups and some things that I was a part of that served me for a period of time, but were no longer serving me. And I was continuing on with them out of a sense of obligation. And so I've been taking myself out of some of these groups, some of these situations, some of these commitments, because if I'm not serving, if the thing isn't serving me, I'm not serving it as well as it can be either. And so the program, the group, the clients, whatever it might be, right, are not being served in a way that is in full of integrity, the way that I want to serve. And it's just been an interesting, like I said, kind of an interesting couple of weeks of really examining, what might this look like for me? Where is this showing up for me in my life? How am I going to handle it? And, really looking at the fact that maybe it's not even like, I think sometimes we can go to extremes with it, like just stopping everything. And I've been really intentional with my exit out of some things, of like, it's not forever right now, but for right now I need to exit so I can really figure out what it is that I need to do. How can I serve better? Is this an area that is um something that really means something to me? Is it serving me? Is this out of an obligation, or is it something that I really believe in? Right? Is it going in a direction that I feel that I can really support and stick with? And so I'm really curious. Are there areas, like when you hear this, when you hear that quote, when we operate out of obligation, we create resentment? I'm curious, is this happening to you? Has this happened? How did you handle it? Um, Share it all with me. I really am genuinely curious on your thoughts. So, with that, I will bid you a happy rest of your week, and I will see you again next week. All right, bye for now, my friend.